Socializer episode, whatever.
7,436. Take one. Are we really starting? Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Dancing with the Stars.
Wait, first you get me to wear an ugly holiday sweater, then a Warhol wig. Now you want me to dance? What kind of thing are we doing here?
Okay, fine. Not quite Dancing with the Stars, more like sipping coffee with the social team.
Okay.
We are here today at a brand new coffee shop near our Morrisville headquarters called Fount. It's a great hang. It's got a mission of acceptance and bringing the community together. So, we were in the mood for some good coffee. We thought, why not film from here?
Decent coffee too. And Sarah, that's a perfect transition into today's episode because we'll be talking about paid media. So for those of you who don't know what that means, paid media refers to the money we spend to amplify our content, to get more eyeballs on it, more engagements, and it's critical this day and age.
Yeah, for sure. When I started in social in 2009, paid media didn't even exist. Brands that wanted to do social simply built a following, or they paid to grow their followers, and then they hit them with a message, and the majority of them saw the message. And that's how it worked. It was as simple as that.
It was as simple as that. Those were the good old days of social. Of course, the game has gotten significantly more complicated over the last few years because of the A word.
What's that A word, Gav?
It's not what you think. It's algorithms. Yeah. So these algorithms on Instagram, Twitter, and especially on Facebook sort of tilt what people see in their social feed, and it makes it harder for brands to reach people organically. The most striking example, Sarah, is Facebook, where we have, 6 or 7 million followers, but we can really only reach a fraction of 1% of them on any given day without paying for the privilege.
And that's where paid media strategy comes in, right? So today we're going to actually speak with Simran Dinza, our new global social paid media specialist, who's going to break down what a smart paid strategy looks like for a company like Lenovo. Hey Simran.
Hi.
Welcome to the Socializer.
Thank you so much, guys. Big fan of your show.
We get that a lot, yeah.
We'll save the autographs for later.
Yeah, we can do that off camera.
And a picture as well?
A picture, of course. Yeah, no problem. As long as you tag us. So how about go ahead and start by giving us a little bit of an overview and tell our audience how have social and paid changed in the last few years?
Sure, we have definitely come a long way. Back in the days when it was all about building one-on-one relationship with your fans, building communities, harping onto organic reach, to now having a complex system wherein now you can have goals which are as varied as driving awareness, to consideration, to mapping onto sales. So it's a lot more complex, but then helpful. Having said that, back in the days, social used to only get leftover funds from a CMO. Exactly, and to now, social is the leading media for any and every major product campaign. So that's a big win. The sad part is that there is nothing known as organic reach, and you have to rely on paid media to ensure that your creatives are reaching the right audience.
It's very sad. The days of organic, the halcyon days for social, but Simran, is there anything in particular that's driven this incredible change in social marketing?
Sure, I feel the overall boom in smartphone penetration globally has driven a lot of audiences for the platforms, and it's a no-brainer. If you're sitting on a gold mine with an audience pool as big as the overall penetration of internet in your country, and you know inside and out about them, meaning why would you not monetize? Talking about monetization, this year globally, digital ad spends would be growing by almost 17.6%, which essentially means $333 billion. And for the first time ever, it's going to reach the 50% mark of the overall ad spends in general. So that's a big number to achieve.
Wow, yeah, that's huge. So, basically the platforms saw the writing on the wall and now they're cashing in.
Exactly. Yeah, meaning now they're inviting brands into their kitchen wherein you can hold hands and then work on an overall content strategy and then have paid back by it. Imagine, for instance, you're using a Vodafone, Gavin.
Thanks for noticing.
Imagine if you are a marketer and if you want to know your core competition, and if a platform comes and tells you that, hey, before buying a Motorola phone, the user was using an X brand. So you can pinpoint and have a targeted campaign that can drive revenue for you.
So this is the dream for marketers, right? Yeah. So let's shift gears just a little bit, and if you would tell us sort of what are some tips, tricks, secrets that we could share with our audience, things for them to consider as they may be working on social campaigns of their own?
Sure. I'll talk about the key 5 principles that has always worked for me. Number 1, have a goal and stick to it. Meaning, don't change your goal. The biggest mistake that I've seen is that marketers, before rolling out the campaign, they have a goal. Imagine it to be driving awareness and reach. And then somewhere down the line, they want their media dollars to work harder, and they also want to measure and optimize a campaign on engagement. You can't do that. Meaning, sure, you can measure engagement, but then from a media standpoint, stick to one goal. Don't change your path. That is number 1. Second, always try to have a full funnel approach. Do not expect a consumer to see an ad, click on it, and buy straight away.
Especially for a $2,000 laptop or something like that,
Exactly.
right?
So having a full funnel approach is extremely critical in your paid media strategy. Third, choose each platform to its own strength. Do not have one common lens to measure each platform. Meaning, we all know this, right? Facebook is existing along with Twitter, and they are serving a very different purpose. You are in a very different mindset when you are on Twitter versus Facebook. It's a no-brainer if you want to drive reach and awareness. Facebook becomes your go-to platform. However, if you want to tap onto conversations around key moments, Twitter is your go-to platform. So have that at the back of your mind and use each platform to its own strength. And the 4th point is, which is going to be a little controversial, which is to have a paid media strategy that is stemming from the creative first. The biggest mistake that I've seen from brand marketers is to have a media plan in place and then start working on the creatives. It should be the other way around, meaning you need to know the message and then decide the best formats that suits the creative and not the other way around.
This is all about the art and the science and who's driving who.
We have a lot of those conversations, so we're glad to hear that made the top 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
And lastly, do not trust the platforms blindly, meaning
I don't trust anyone, Simran, so I'm good with that.
nice. Meaning, we all know this, they are trying to sell and achieve targets, just like you and I are.
Yep.
So think logically, figure out which platform serves best in the business situation and a problem that you're trying to resolve, because no other platform can tell you or help you in your business problem the way you could.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So at the end of the day, I think what we're getting at is that social can be the most powerful medium for reaching our audience. And just like print or TV or out of home, it costs money to reach those people these days. The difference is the data that we receive on each person, or the things that we know about them based on their public social profiles, really helps us build those audience sets that we can continue to target and pull them further and further into our orb. Our social profiles tell us a lot about a person, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this can be the greatest thing about social, right? So you're pulling a person from the ether, not even knowing, they may not know who we are. And you take them on a journey, a sort of customized content journey, and you're helping lead them down that funnel. And you want the journey to make sense to them and the content to make sense based on their lifestyle, their location, their profession, and their interests.
Exactly.
Now the elephant in the room. We know acquiring budgets is no easy feat, but if you're producing content, you really need to make sure you have paid media to support it and to reach the right audiences. And if you need help making that case for paid media budget, or you have questions about how to put together a strategy yourself, email us at social@lenovo.com, and we'll make sure Simran helps you out. That's what he's here for.
We will quickly forward that email to Simran. He's fairly new to our team still, but has made himself an incredibly valuable member already, so we're appreciative. Also, thanks for being here today.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you next go round on another episode of The Socializer. All right, take care. I don't know what to do with my hands. That's the awkward part for me, is the hands.